I'm adding a wagon vise to this workbench with a 3-inch top. Now I'm using this style of vise, which I'll have a link for in the description. Now the way this works is it's a inset style vise that attaches to the end of the workbench. So my first step is drilling a 1¼ inch hole for the threaded rod of the vise all the way through the side of the workbench. And I ended up using this portable drill press to help guide this through. Of course it's not necessary, but you really have to make sure the hole is square with the end so you're not drifting. I'm mapping a 3x12-inch rectangle about 6 inches from the end of the workbench. This is also centered over the hole that was just drilled. Within this opening, there's going to be an adjustment block with a dog hole, and there's also going to be dog holes along the length of the workbench, spaced about 4 inches apart. So the 12-inch opening here gives me enough adjustment space so I can clamp any part in place along the length of the workbench. The most important part here is reusing this cutout in order to make that adjustment block, because the hole you drilled is already going to be lined up perfectly. So rather than trying to fit a piece later on and then trying to line up the hole and everything, it's a lot easier just to reuse this block. Next, I'm adding some spacers to this adjustment block. Because this is from the reused cutout from the opening, there is a lot of material removed on the sides from the jigsaw blade kerf, so it's going to twist within that opening. Now, it's not that big of a deal. It's not necessarily going to affect functionality, but I want the top of this block to remain flush with the top of the workbench in case I'm sliding pieces across. If it twists, the corner may catch on a workpiece that I'm sliding across the tabletop. So again, not that big of a deal, but it's easy to add and you can fine tune it so it's a really good fit within the opening. Next, I'm adding the dog hole to this adjustment block, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm only adding one because there's enough room in the opening to adjust this to clamp whatever piece in place. I did have to cut down one of these bench dogs to size. Now this can be avoided if you just use dowels. I like these Craig ones because they have the flat side, and of course there are a lot of other brands that have similar style bench dogs as well. Our next step here is attaching the adjustment block to that vise collar. I'm actually not sure if that's the right name or not of that part, but what I'm doing here is using some CA glue to help with alignment. It's actually 2P10, and what I'm doing is just gluing these two pieces in place. This way it makes it a lot easier to make sure that adjustment block is flush with the top, lined up with everything correctly, and this way you lock it in place. So when you carefully remove it later, it's a lot easier for adding the screws, knowing it's going to be in the right position. Next I'm adding the other dog holes, just spacing these 4 inches apart, starting from the end of that opening. And this will give me enough adjustment where any workpiece I can clamp in place here. I like to chamfer all the edges, but a round over will work exactly the same. It's primarily for looks on the opening here, but for the dog holes I also chamfer these so it's easier to fit the bench dog in. Now when you attach the vise to the workbench, you could probably just use construction screws if you wanted, but there's 1/4 inch openings on this, so I used 1/4 inch lag screws. The last step is adding the handle, which you can basically do whatever you want here. What I'm doing is cutting out an 8-inch piece from a 1-inch dowel. And then to cap it off, I'm just using some 2-inch diameter pieces that are 1 inch thick, just screwing these to the ends of that dowel.